nation's highest court wants to see if President Trump's nominee, Judge Neil Gorsuch, wins confirmation, and he needs Senate approval. Experts are saying that is very likely. Currently, the court stands divided, just 8 justices ruling 4-4 on 5 cases since the death of Justice Antonin Scalia. Amy Howe covers the Supreme Court as a blogger for Howe in the Court and is a contributor for my favorite thing ever, SCOTUSblog.com. Nice to have you.
It's great to be here.
I'm obsessed with SCOTUSblog.com. It's genius and brilliant. Walk me through some of the cases that are most likely to come before a Supreme Court with the, let's say, I think, somewhat fair expectation that Judge Neil Gorsuch would in fact be confirmed.
The biggest one that people are watching right now is a case called Gloucester County School Board versus GG, and this is a student's challenge to a school board's policy that requires transgender students to use the bathroom that corresponds with the gender that they were assigned at birth. There are a couple of other cases, one that's quite important involving religious liberties that have been sitting on the docket for over a year now, which is highly unusual. And
so what do you think is going on there?
So they're waiting to see if they get a new 9th justice, and then maybe they'll schedule those for oral argument. But one of those in particular is involving it's a Missouri church that operates a daycare center, and they applied for a grant for funding from the state and were denied solely because they're a church. And so they're saying that that violates their religious rights.
So you had mentioned the cases potentially that are sort of waiting for a 9th justice to get involved. There are 5 cases, as I mentioned, since Antonin Scalia died, that went 4-4. What happens to those cases?
It depends a lot on the intricacies of those particular cases. But as far as that question that the Supreme Court had been asked to review, then the lower court decision stands. And so, you know, if there was a trial, the trial could go forward. So maybe those specific cases could come back to the court. The more likely scenario would be that those particular issues could come back to the court. There was one in particular, a case called Friedrichs versus California Teachers Association. And that was a challenge to public sector union fees. If you are a public employee who's represented by a union, you don't have to be a member of that union, but you are required to pay what is called, on one side they call it a fair share fee, on the other side they call it an agency fee, and that's the costs of collective bargaining from which you benefit. And so that had been challenged. A couple of years ago, the Supreme Court actually took up a very similar case and went almost to the brink, but didn't decide that question. And the issue came back to the court in the Friedrichs case. And so I would expect that to come back again with a new 9th justice.
That's going to have huge implications.
The implications are really sort of massive.
Yeah, interesting. How likely do you think, in fact, that Roe v. Wade could be overturned?
It depends a lot on what happens in the next couple of years. As you said, you know, this nominee, Judge Gorsuch, if he's confirmed, will replace Justice Antonin Scalia, who was staunchly opposed to abortion. So if Judge Gorsuch is, as conservatives expect him to be, also opposed to abortion, then that would leave the balance in place. And so then you are looking at the next potential vacancy on the court. And the 3 oldest justices on the court are Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who will turn 84 next month, Justice Anthony Kennedy, who's 80, and Justice Breyer, who's in his late 70s.
You know, Democrats are like praying every day for the good health of those
vitamins.
3.
Exactly, exactly. And so the question, if any of those justices were to retire and President Trump were to have the opportunity to replace one of them, then I think we would be talking about the possibility of Roe versus Wade being overturned.
We'll see how that plays out in the next couple of years. Amy, how nice to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
You bet.